Hi, subscribe to my channel BCOSMI and click on that bell button to see my videos first. Hi my beautiful people, so today I am giving a makeover to my best friend Anshana. She is also a makeup artist, so we do this all the time whenever we meet. I am going to start with her brows first. Taking a spoolie, I am brushing out her brows and then I am using my BH brow gel. This is quite nice brow gel. If you are a beginner, then I would really recommend to get this one instead of ABH or any expensive brand. I'm lining out her brows nicely and filling them up, not going over the top but still nice. Then she applied some lip balm. Now I'm taking my sherbet ice cream because her skin is way too dry, so I will apply a lot of moisturizer on her face. We apply moisturizer so that our skin feel pumped up and there are no dry patches and makeup glides smoothly. With the patting motion, I'll blend it in her skin. Next, I'm taking my Etude House Shadow Primer. This is love. This is amazing. I'm applying this all over her lids and then blending with my mini beauty blender. It is a little bit damp, but you can even spray your fixing spray on it and then use that. Now I'm using my Makeup Studio Correct and Conceal palette and taking the lightest shade, I'll apply that all over her lid so that it makes a very even base. Next, I'm using my rcma no color powder to seal her lids completely so that it doesn't move even an inch. The eyeshadow that I'm using is Viseart Dark Mattes, and trust me guys, this shadow palette is one of the best and highly professional palette. Though it's quite expensive, it will cost you around 6,000 to 7,000 for a palette, but the quality, the payoff is amazing. First, I took the lightest brown shade to build into the crease and then blended it outwards. Then I took the darker color, the darker brown color, and again building it on the crease and blending it inwards as well as outwards. This will make a very prominent crease and her eyes will stand out very nicely. I'm using a blending brush by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now I took some of concealer, my BH Cosmetics concealer, and I am making a crescent cut on her lid. Then the main thing while you make a crescent cut is you should blend it nicely towards the end so that it doesn't look like a patch. Here how it looks. Now I'm taking my Modern Renaissance palette by ABH and taking this beautiful golden color. This is a very beautiful color, and patting it all over her crescent cut. At the same time, I'll try to blend out the harsh edges so that it looks very soft, supple and smooth. Here's how it is looking. Now I'm taking my lit glitter glue and some brushes. First I will apply the glitter glue and then take my pearl glitter from BH Cosmetics. It's beautiful color, beautiful. I'll apply it all over her lid, not lid, basically all over her crescent cut, and this is how the glitter will look. Taking the darkest color from Modern Renaissance palette, I'm blending out the glitter, the ends of crescent cut, so that it looks very blended and smooth. Next, I'm taking my Makeup Studio Correct Conceal palette again and lining the brows. You'll see this palette a lot because this is love. Now I'm lining her brows and then I will blend it. Whenever you do this step, your brows look very sharp, defined, clean and crisp. I love this step basically. Now you can see that how much difference does it bring to their face. It's time for face makeup. I'm using my Farsali Rose Gold oil as a primer because she has very dry skin, so I'm using this oil. If she would have had oily skin, then I don't think I would have used oil, but because she has dry skin, I'm using it. I'll very nicely massage it into her skin. Next, I'm taking my Hot Makeup Silicone Primer for her T-zone because I don't want any sort of pores to pop out of the foundation or makeup. So to be very much safe on the side, I'm using this primer all over her T-zone. Next, I'm going to seal her primer base with this Makeup Revolution Fixing Spray. This is for anti-shine. It will basically keep your primer and your base intact, and then I'll blend it with the Beauty Blender in dabbing motion. It's time for color correction. I'm using Graftobian Soft Orange. This is very creamy and buttery color corrector, and it will correct all the darkness all over her face. For any sort of darkness, we use orange color. So she has darkness under her eyes, around her lip area, and little bit on forehead. Then I'm using green color from my Makeup Studio palette for her redness, her little bit of redness that she has around her cheeks. And then I'm blending it with this mini Beauty Blender. This is damp, and the basic trick of color correction is that you should blend it into your skin like you blend your foundation. It is completely blended. Now I'm taking my favorite foundation. This is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. It is a very sheer, natural, and an amazing foundation for dry skin. I'll take 1.5 pump, and then I am putting it all over face. I'll mention down the shade in the description box. Using a beauty blender, I will slowly and softly blend it into the skin. I won't use any sort of dragging motions. I'm just patting it. You can see that how beautiful glow it gives to the skin and how natural it looks. It is a beautiful foundation. I'll fix the foundation with my spray again and then push it again into the skin so that it remain intact for hours. This is an amazing trick if you are a pro makeup artist or even doing your self makeup. I'm taking my corrector palette, and then using the darkest color it has, I'm going to cut the contours of her face, around her cheeks, jawline, forehead, and then blend with the mini beauty blender. At the same time, I'm using a brush to blend it into the skin. Make sure that you blend contour very nicely. It should look part of your face, not something artificial. And all the other areas, I'm putting a highlighter concealer, a highlighter, which is from Makeup Studio only. The first two shades I mixed, and then I'm blending it with the beauty blender, properly patting it into the skin. Now it's time for baking. To keep her full face intact throughout the day for good 8 to 12 hours, baking is a very nice step. But if you have very dry skin, don't bake too much because then it can lead to dry patches. But if you have well moisturized your face, then baking won't make any or do any sort of harm. I'm using my RCMA loose powder. I'm baking her under eyes and all the places where I highlighted. Now that I have baked, I will start with her under eye makeup. I am taking this Kohl by pack and lining it into the waterline. We do this after the baking because if there is any sort of fallout, we can quickly and very easily dust it off because there is powder on the skin. Now with a shader brush, I am going to blend the kajal or the kohl under her eyes a little bit and smudge it very nicely. And to give it much more good and matching effect, I'll take the darkest brown from my Viseart palette and then blend it under her eyes with the black kohl. This will give very nice smoked out look, because if I'll only be using black, then it won't actually match with her rest of the makeup, but with this dark brown it will very nicely match with her lid. Now taking this eyeliner by BH Cosmetics, this is a pen liner. See, now here comes a point. I would recommend you using a gel liner or liquid liner because using a pen liner can be very hard over glitter, but I'm using this because I want to blend it and this is very good for blending. So I'm applying this pen liner all over her lids and then again using a shader brush and a black shadow from my Morphe 35B palette, I'll blend this liner and make a visual effect of winged liner. I'm not giving her a very strong winged liner because I wanted to give her very natural and fresh look, so I am giving that artificial effect of winged liner by slowly and softly smudging it upwards. Now I will finally dust off all the baking with my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Compact. Using a compact to dust off your baking is a very, quick and pro step. It will make sure that there is no white outcast and everything is being dust offed very nicely. Next step is I'm going to contour her nose with a powder contour. I'm using the Makeup Revolution Pro Contour palette. Whenever you do contouring of your nose, try to use powder products because cream can be too much and bit difficult to blend. So I personally prefer using powder products for my nose contour, and here how chiseled her nose look after it. Now it's time for blush. I'm using my Morphe 9B palette and using the peachy shades for her cheeks. I'll apply it on apple of her cheeks and then blend it upwards. It's very important to blend because definitely you don't want to look like Apple or Pikachu. Now after blending, time for lipstick. I'm giving her a very nude pink shade from my ABH lip palette. This palette is beautiful. You should get this even if you're a makeup artist or you are into self makeup. This is beautiful. Next I'm using my BH Cosmetics, again BH Cosmetics lip gloss. This is in shade Crystal and giving her a very glassy look, and finally cutting her lips nicely with the concealer and finishing the whole makeup with highlighter. Artist Couture Gold Digger. This is the highlighter that I'm using and it's beautiful, putting it on all the high points of her face. And now that the makeup is complete, I'll go and apply lashes, put on some mascara and fix the whole makeup with dewy fixing spray. And now here is the complete difference. You can see how much difference it brings to your face. I hope you guys really like this, and if you like it, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share. Thank you for so much love. I'll come up with many more videos. Bye bye, take care.